I don't know. Maybe we'll get people back to the playground. I'm so sorry, and I hope it's working better today or this time. So I'm going to wait for you guys to come back. It was such a good message coming through. My phone decided it needed to do an update. And I'm sorry. I should have done that. Hi, Geraldine. Thank you for coming back. Please let me know. I tried to get it on my tablet, and I'm struggling with my technology this morning, so it's not even on my tablet. I'm back on the phone. My phone wanted to do an update, and so I let it. Hi, Christine. Thank you for joining me. Alyssa, thank you for coming back. Marlene, thank you. So far, so good. Good. Connie, thank you, thank you. Alyssa, I'm so glad you guys came back. Sometimes that technology, it was getting really fired up. It's been telling me it needed to do an update for probably a week, and I kept ignoring it. And that's what happens when we ignore our messages. There's our next message for the day. So, good. I'm glad you're all coming back, because I think it's important for us to dig in here today. So I'm trying to get myself back into that message. I'm so glad, Luann. I'm glad you came back. Took me a long time to get it reset, and I need to work on my tablet because I didn't have it set up for posting on Enlightened World Network, and my brain was not going to that place right now. So, yes, it is a great lesson. Pay attention to your messages. When you get a message, you should pay attention. Even things like our technology. My little phone needed me to pay attention to it today, so I did. So we've got 7 back, and that's okay. Whoever is meant to get this 8, we're building. We're building. So we were going into that place of digging deeper into those messages, that treasure map. The treasure map that you've got inside of you. Those places inside of you that remind you of who you really are, that remind you of the parts of you that need healing, the parts of you that need to be let go. That's where we were. I was getting that message of releasing those things that you don't even know are there, those things that you've brought through with you that are not even serving you anymore. And yet we get in our head. Oftentimes, there was a really good, today Terry Angel did a really good clearing on coffee and conversations. And I was sitting there and I was like, yes, I will do that every day. Whatever, if it doesn't serve me, I'm ready to let it go. What I'm learning is to not try to figure it out. Don't get up here. When we're sitting there doing a meditation and you hear those words, are you ready to cut that cord? You're not always going to know what that cord is. You don't have to figure it out. You don't need to get into that brain space, because there are things that are buried deep inside of you that you are completely unaware of. You've forgotten about them. You've brought them through from past lives, from your ancestry. Your ancestors, when you came back through, you carried those burdens with you. And so the reminder today is to go deeply within yourself, to be that little child. You don't have to know all the answers. You only need to let yourself heal. If you were here just a few minutes ago, you heard the story about my inner child suddenly helping me to put a new memory on something that was old, something that was hurting me, something that was holding me back. Let it come through. It's pretty today. It's a very sweet energy that's coming through, but it's urgent. It feels as if it's like, yeah, you got to do this. You got to do this. This is important for you all to hear this today. So whatever it takes, technology-wise, let's keep working our way through this. So we're digging in there deeply today, and I want you to remember to get your pad of paper out today. I want you to take some time to write those things down that keep coming up to you, the names or the anything that comes to you often. When you're out walking, what are you drawn to? Are you drawn to feathers? Are you drawn to a certain kind of hat? Are you drawn to... Those are the things that are trying to remind you, okay, what is that triggering? What is that triggering? And when you spend time in meditation and being really calm, maybe those answers will come. So write them down and pay attention to them today. Give them as if they're little children in your classroom. I've said that often. We often come into this space. Geraldine, we'll do some clearing here in just a minute. We'll get rid of that tickle, hopefully. Because I feel it too right now. It's funny that you say that. when we come into that space, usually we gather together and we're one little child. I've often said that we are actually, each one of us is a classroom of children. We have children inside of us. Some of those little pieces are like, they're little sweet, snuggly kids. And then some of them are angry, and some of them are very hurt. And some of them are the little noisemakers, the ones that are just seeking attention. And we all have that little child in us that wants attention. You know that little one. It comes out to play often for me. Like, wait, what about me? What about me? I don't want to be left behind. We have those ones that are so sad or so quiet. They're sitting off in the corner by themselves. They don't think they belong anywhere. And so think of yourself as this classroom of little children, and each one of those children has parts of themselves that need healing, and those things that come up to you are parts of each of those little children. Hi, Carol. You guys, thank you for coming back to me today. Sorry for all that. So which child today is the loudest one? Which one, as we go into meditation right now with everything that we've been talking about, which little child inside of you today, I want you to focus your energy on that one. Picture you're the teacher and you're in a classroom. And there's one child that you're noticing more than any of the rest of them. And I want you to breathe. And I want you to relax into this and really visualize this. I see a classroom full of children. And I see one that's sitting aside from me. She's sitting aside and she's quiet. Maybe not feeling all that great today. She's eating something that's not good for her. Maybe too much chocolate. Maybe she watched the wrong TV show. She's been feeding herself something. Hello, Angie. She's been feeding herself something that is not necessarily good for her, whether it be through the electronics, through maybe not enough time in nature. She hasn't cleared herself well. She's still carrying some old energy that she doesn't need anymore. It's stagnant. It doesn't need to be there. So that's the little girl that I'm going to focus on today. What part of you can you visualize a child today, one of the classroom inside of you that's really needing your attention? And then this one, oh man, this keeps coming back. Our imaginary friends. Can you be the imaginary friend to that little girl right now, or that little boy? She's by herself. She's afraid to make friends. She's lonely. She's scared. Whatever the reason is, you know. And she's out there all by herself. And she just needs a friend. And she still has an active imagination. So you get to be that imaginary friend for that child. And I see her little eyes light up when she knows you're there. She feels your presence. Such love, you guys. I feel it. That little part of you is coming out to play right now. Let's let those little ones, those ones that are so quiet that don't make any noise, let's bring them out together today. Let's be their friends. Let's gather them. Hi, Sally. Joining the classroom, Angie. Good. We're looking for that one child inside of us. We each are visualizing a childhood, a classroom, and there's little kids that are bouncing off the walls, and there's little kids that are making lots of noise and having fun and giggling, and they're showing off their toys. And then there's one. Can you find that one that's very quiet today, that hasn't made much noise, that hasn't gotten much attention? Can you find that child inside of you? And can you bring her into this room? We're gathering. We're going to bring them. We're going to be their best friend. And I keep getting the imaginary friend. And I think it's just important that we're aware of those imaginary friends when we were children. So we're gonna be that. Can you come up with a name for yourself as you're being her imaginary friend? What is your name? Does she call you something as she looks at you? And I'm holding that energy because it's building strong. Those children, they want our attention so much. They don't know how to get it. So we're showing them. And I hope this works because My phone's heating up again. It doesn't like that cord, I think. Let me know if I'm being a problem child again and my phone's being a problem child. Go to this place for me, and if I cut out, you keep on going. Go to this place. Oh, Wendy calls me Poppy. Very nice, Poppy. That's a beautiful name. I'm trying to feel mine out too. What is she calling me? Just feeling the energy. You guys keep going there, okay? Keep bringing your children into the circle. And as we gather into the circle, I'd like you to just, the first name that pops into your head, I'd like you to give me that name, or know it, remember it. Anne with an E, perfect. My favorite TV show, Anne with an E. I keep getting Sarah. I keep getting Sarah for me, so I'm going to go with Sarah. Luann's getting Lisa. Let her come up. Let her give you a name. Okay, let her give you a name. I'm going to tell you why in a few minutes. Let that child give you a name. If you're sitting with her right now, Mary, nice. Marlene's got Mary. Very nice. Geraldine, focus some energy on that throat. Let's let it come up, okay? Let's let this little girl who has been hiding, who's been so afraid, let's let her come up, okay? Let her give you a name. Let her feel comforted by that. Willow, perfect. There it is. Here it comes for me too. We've got some clearing energy going through us. Willow is beautiful. It's a beautiful name. I love that. Brenda, nice, Luann. Thank you. Lots of energy coming up from the solar plexus area. That means that you're all digging deeply. Thank you for that. Dig down deep. Let her, she's hiding there. What I say in the blanket fort, whatever you visualize, she's been hiding there for a long time and she's coming back out. And she is one that has been hidden for a very long time. She's one that really needs you. Because sometimes these parts of us, we forget they even exist. They're buried so far inside of us. It's easy for us to find those parts that make the most noise. But are there places inside of you, are there little ones inside of you that aren't making any noise, and yet they need us? They're the quiet ones. They're the ones that need us more than anyone. They're the ones that are just thinking that they don't deserve love. Every little part of us deserves love. Every little child in that classroom deserves love. The noisy ones and the silent ones. The ones that maybe aren't feeling like they're good enough to receive right now. So we are all coming together to receive, each one of these children in this room. And if you come up with a name, please give it to me. And I want you right now to visualize yourself holding onto that child in your lap. Give her a little rock. I always get rocking. Let's hold them. Let's love them. Put your hand on her heart. Visualize yourself like holding her heart. Let that energy come from your heart down your arm. Julie, beautiful Angie. Down your arm and into that child. Let her really, truly feel you. Let her feel your heart. Let her feel how loved she is. Or he. I use she because I'm a she. Whichever it is for you. Lots of love flowing right now. It is okay for you to have those imaginary friends. It's always been okay for you to spend time sitting alone with that imaginary friend that you had as a child. You may not even remember that she exists, he exists. You may not know that they've been there all along, that they came through with you. They were your best friend. They came through from the time that you were born. Long before that, you made a plan for someone to come through to always be with you. We all call them spirit guides, whatever you'd like to give that. to them, but they are Annabelle. Very good, Alyssa. What happens when you say that name out loud to yourself right now? For just a minute, be that little child that you're holding. Look up in the eyes of the person that's holding you and say that name. Sarah, for me. Many of us have we have these teams, these big teams, angels and spirit guides and ancestors that are with us always. Carrie Mitchell, it's good to see you. So as you're sitting here in this meditation, you're finding one of those precious souls that is always with you. Wow, it feels so good right now. I feel you guys. You're finding that deep friendship right now. Feel it in your heart. Very good. It is just flowing. That's what the universe, God, whoever you want to call on, our angels, that's what was brought to me today. Can you go into that imaginary friendship? Can you remember the name? Many people have said this. I want the name of my team. Okay, today we're getting a name. This is a friend that you can always call on. You are still that little girl, that little or boy that's hiding, that feels lost and afraid, and as if you're all by yourself. You still have that piece of you inside. And the reminder today is when you spend time like this, allowing that little child to come forward and give you a name, you realize, oh wait, Annabelle. I can call on Annabelle to bring me a little bit of comfort, to guide me. My treasure map, oftentimes those synchronicities are coming from that soul that is still on the other side, that is my spirit guide, my my imaginary friend that isn't really imaginary after all. And oftentimes we have many, so get to know them. You can spend time, Robert Dosa, spend more time in meditation and ask. Go down into that deepest part of yourself. When you were born, you knew the names of your angels and your guides. You knew who was going to come through your team. You knew who was going to come through for you. We've been feeling such a kinship to one another. Such a tight connection is growing between each one of us, our tribe members on this planet. The reminder today is that you have a whole team. You personally have a team that came through with you. And you can know their names, and you can speak to them. You can give them names, and you can speak to them. And you can look to them when you're feeling this sadness. This one of those little children inside of you comes up and says, "What about me? What about me? I need some love right now. Who am I going to call on?" Oh, there she is. There he is. There's that imaginary friend again that wants to come sit with me and bring me comfort. And this is the one that's been leaving you signs. It's leaving you a treasure map to find your way back to who you really are. You know that, right? That what we're really looking for, we think that we've got to find it. Damien, very good, Alyssa, excellent. I'm glad you're finding more than one. If you find more than one, go ahead and say the name. Bring it out. I know Terry helped me to find Annie, and Annie, ooh, whenever I say her name, it hits me right here. It's so strong. She's my voice. She's the one that shines through me oftentimes when I do these videos. Little Annie comes, and she's like, here I am. I call her Little Annie, and she's actually very grandmotherly and sweet. She's my comfort. But I picture her as a cute little lady that loves to read me stories. You have a team. This is what we're here for today. I want to remind you that, yes, we're gaining tribe members on the planet. Can you... Hugs, hugs, hugs. Yes, lots of hugs. Thank you, Carrie. Can you spend some time today realizing that you have a spiritual team all around you? That you're absolutely wrapped up. It's not just God or oneness or the universe or your Holy Spirit higher self, or, it's not just these ones that we know about, the archangels. Yes, we know all their names, but what about you? What did you bring through? What team decided to come with you that stays on the other side and brings you all of this love and all these hints? They're right there. Can you get to know them? That's what we're digging for today. Can you get to know those ones that are personally right there within you that are guiding you, that are giving you encouragement, that are comforting those little children inside of you that want so much to know. They want you to know that they're right there. You have a team. And when you get in fear, Wendy, when you're in fear right now over this pain that you've got, how does it feel when you sit there in that and you say, oh, I know who you are? There you are. Give that loving energy that is there with you all the time. Give that energy a name. It's okay to have that imaginary friend. They're not really imaginary at all. So call on them. You're welcome, Carrie. You get all the hugs you need. So I'd like us to sit here in this circle for just a minute and sit in the energy of that name that you came up with, and know that they're in perfection, that they love you so much, and that they want to guide you, and they want you to reach for them. They want you to know that they're there. They're right there personally for you. This is your team. You laid out this plan. You sat there with your friends and you said, this is going to be tough. I'm going to be in some tough times when I go to that planet. I know it's going to be heavy, but when you're on the other side, everything's perfect, and I can do anything. I know I'm Joan of Arc on the other side. I'm like, oh yeah, I can take it, bring it. I can do that. I got this. It's not going to be any problem. And then I got here and I was like, oh man, please help me. We forgot how hard this is. So we had these friends that came along and said, hey, let me help you through that. I'm going to stay on the other side. I'm going to be there for you when things get really rough. Please don't forget me. And then we got here and we forgot. It's the way of the earth. The energy is so heavy. So do this exercise often. We still got a little bit of time. Do this exercise often. Spend time being still. Visualize one of your little children inside of you. See if they'll give you some information. See if they'll bring you a name. Breathe right now. Breathe it in. Let's go ahead and clear that throat chakra. Let's breathe it really big. Let's give that name, whoever that you receive, whatever name that you receive, let's give them a voice today. Let's clear this out and let them speak through you. Go, find a quiet place, talk to a tree, talk to your mirror. Listen. You start out talking as yourself, and pretty soon you're letting the voices of your spiritual team speak through you. You'll know the difference. You'll know when it happens. And it is such an incredible gift to be able to hear those words, to be able to hear their encouragement, to be able to hear them tell you the messages that you need to hear, or to help you remember the truth of who you are. Breathe in. Take a big breath. Let's take a dive. Let's take all of our little children in the pool for a second so we can get that energy flowing really well. Get your teacups out. It's time for the tea party. And let's take a little jump into the pool for a second. Let's go down deep. Let's push that energy into that belly. On the count of 3, we're going to take the dive. 1, 2, 3. Wow, I just want to cry today. There's a lot being released between the coffee and conversations this morning, and between now, I could just sit around and just cry it all out. So I hope you're feeling that too. Let's take one more big breath. Let's jump in that pool one more time. Let's clear all this out. Push it upwards this time. Let's push it right through the throat. Let's let it come right up out, okay? So push, breathe in big, and let's clear. It's all clearing energy right now. And I know a number of us are needing it right here, so we're going to push it right into that throat, and then right up through the third eye, and then right out the top, okay? On the count of 3, pull it from your toes, pull it from the center of the earth, from that crystalline core. Pull it all the way up from your toes through those roots, and all the way up through every chakra, through your throat. Extra attention right here, okay? On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. good. That was good. Keep it flowing, okay? As long as you need to, let it flow. Be easy. Let go. There are things that you still hold on to. The idea is to not get in your head today. Let it go. We are asking Archangel Michael to come in right now. I think it's needed. We want a clearing. We want anybody that's ready to let go of soul contracts or old karma from this life, from past lives, from our ancestry. If you're ready to let it go, and it's something you don't even have to think about, but you don't want that dragging you down anymore. That it could be greatly affecting your future. You could be sick because of that soul contract. We're going to let it go right now. We don't need those soul contracts anymore. We don't need that lower vibrational energy. We don't need those experiences anymore. We don't need to be put through those things that we agreed to. We can release. We can release anything that we're ready to release. So if it's not here for our highest of good, if we choose to let go of that illness, let go of that lower vibrational energy, whatever experience that we agreed to on this planet that no longer is necessary, if it can be released and we're ready to let it go, in and just take it away from us. So you can hold up your hand and just say, okay, here it is. I'm letting it go. These are my broken toys today. I'm letting them go. Please come in and take them from me. Breathe it. Just breathe it right on up. And then blow it out. Gone. Gone. We trust. We trust that it's gone now. We can let it go. So I hope that you guys have felt clearing and you feel as if you are, I'm sorry, and you feel as if you are lighter. You feel as if you, please focus on that today as you're going through your day. Keep on releasing. You don't need to carry that stuff anymore, even if you don't know what it is. You don't need to carry it. You can release those future traumas, those things that are coming your way because you agreed to them. Let them go, let them go, let them go, please. That's the message today. Our angels are trying to give us. Please let them go. We don't want to watch you go through that. If you don't have a need to go through those things anymore, then why would you let it go? Just let it go. We're just chopping up all those soul contracts. We don't need them anymore. Please see yourself, visualize yourself right now, completely protected, safe, whole. That little child inside of you is smiling brightly today. She says, thank you for the attention you've given me today. Thank you so much for remembering that I'm here even when I'm quiet. Take such good care of yourselves today. I love you so much. Carrie, holding you up in prayer. That's what Geraldine says. Any of you. Yes, Carrie. Quit nicotine. Yes. I am hurting but better now. Good. Good, good, good. Yes, if you're ready to let that go, get all the help you can. You don't need all those drugs and things that are out there. Wow, you got the most powerful healing presence in all of creation right inside of you. Let it flow. Let it flow. That can be taken from you. You can let it go. Just let it go. Let go of that need. Let go of your addictions. Let them go. Let them. It's not going to be easy. I'm not promising that this is going to be just a cakewalk, but I do believe that it's so much easier when we ask for help. So, Carrie, we're asking for help for you today to relieve you from that addiction. I love that hug, Wendy. Thank you. I love you, Karen. Or Carol. Alan, sorry. Spiritually Uncensored. I'm not sure who that is, but you are so welcome. Putting it in the universe. Alyssa, that's beautiful. I love when you come up with stuff like that. We're putting all those soul contracts in the universe shredder today. Perfect. Did you hear them shred out? They're gone. Thank you, everyone, for all the energy that you shared out today, for helping us to clear all this energy, for trusting, for having faith, for bringing your own spiritual team into the forefront today. All those beautiful names that you came up to. Spend time with them today. Give them your attention. Know that they're there to love you and care for you and support you in this time. Please take good care of yourselves today. I love you guys so much. We got lots of stuff going on today. Go to Enlightened World Network and check it all out. There's so many beautiful meditations and so much healing there for you and so much guidance. So please check them out. I love you. I will see you tomorrow. Gonskis, Angie. Bye-bye. Take good care. I love you.